Alright, so before we jump into this video, alright, I want everybody to see that I do not have a my career or a my player. I'm actually done with that till 2K24. And to be honest with you guys, the only reason why I'm even uploading this is because I have been very bored as I've been starting out my business.
Sports fans. Thank you for joining us.
It takes time, it takes energy to start it, but doing some of my spare time, I'm sitting at home. I haven't been playing video games, haven't been doing anything, so I've been a little bit bored. I have not had anything to fill in free time. But today's video is over who I believe is the greatest player of all time. Now, I don't really try to get into the argument of who the greatest player is because so many different factors will help somebody come to the conclusion of who the greatest player of all time is. If you say Michael Jordan is the greatest player of all time, don't fault you for that. The man won 6 championships, he's 6-0 in the finals. If you say Kareem is the greatest basketball player of all time, can't fault you for that. The man is the leading scorer all time. He's won 3 collegiate championships as well as, I believe, 6 NBA titles, 5 or 6 NBA titles. So I can't fault you if you believe he's the greatest. If you say LeBron is the greatest, who of my generation, LeBron James is the best player. If you say Shaq is the greatest player you ever saw, you say Kobe's the best player, you say Magic, Bird, Julius Erving. If you say anybody who has achieved the stature that should be considered the greatest player of all time, then you're correct in my opinion. Now, I believe number 13, the Big Dipper, Wilt Chamberlain,
defended by Bogdanovich.
At a Kansas University is the greatest player of all time.
Here's Chamberlain.
All right, well, you just asked me the question, and I think of the question.
And here's Gay.
That's who I believe logically is the greatest player of all time. When I say logically, don't tune me out. I'm not talking about accolades. And that's why when the topic comes up, it's so hard to really say who is and who isn't, because to separate your argument, you have to throw in accolades.
Gay right side.
You know, scoring title, rebound title, championships, all-star appearances, all those different things to help separate your argument. What I'm saying is, from a player-to-player standpoint of the era of which that particular player played, Wilt Chamberlain was the most dominant player ever. Even more dominant than Shaq. I'm not saying he would dominate Shaq.
Back to Mitchell.
I'm just saying for his particular era, he was the most dominant player. All right. Bill Russell won more.
From deep, Conley. Chamberlain pulls it in.
1 of 5 to start the
game. The thing Wilt Chamberlain did was
just play their brand of basketball.
You'll never see replicated. I don't believe you'll ever see somebody score 100 points in a game again. I mean, the closest there was to it was Kobe when he scored 81, and that's with a 3-point line. Wilt Chamberlain did this without a 3-point line. Obviously, he wouldn't be out there shooting them, but there is, clips on the internet of Wilt Chamberlain throwing like 4 or 5 hook shots in a row from downtown, or what would be considered a corner 3.
On the wing, Clarkson.
But Wilt Chamberlain is the most dominant player. He's the greatest player.
Back to Gobert.
Just by pure talent.
6 to shoot. Puts it up from 15.
He might have been the greatest athlete ever. At his size, at 7'1", around 275 pounds, the man was fast. He was an Olympian. Could jump. There's literally, he's strong. There's nothing you could have did with him. Especially in his prime, there's nothing you could have did with him. And the thing that bothers me the most about when the topic comes up about who's the greatest player is,
not see that from him very often, especially
basketball
right at the
was
rim.
not what it is now. Like what it has grown to become, like the
To the
conversation
inside.
was
Here's
not the
Goodrich.
same back
Here's
then.
Chamberlain. Defended by
Right?
Gobert.
There was no ESPN, there was no social
And he
media and
converts the
all
layup.
these different
6
venues
points for
where
him.
everybody was just giving their
Oh,
opinion.
right there, on display. The power
Back then,
and
like to
body
be honest
control
with y'all,
of Wilt
until the
Chamberlain.
merger of the
Just slugs
ABA,
off contact as if it
a lot of
didn't
people didn't
exist.
even know if the NBA would last. So
Goes
these
back up.
players that played back
Gobert
in
no
the
good.
50s and
He's got to
60s
take a back seat right now. When
and
you're
early
ice
70s,
cold,
like when
you
they
can't just keep
played,
gunning.
you know, nobody was really caring about championships
attacking.
or
No good on the shot.
accolades or like
Boy, that defense
nobody was caring
smothered
about
him in
those
there.
things.
Loved the intensity.
Nobody was.
An outstanding
like,
first quarter from the
They
field.
even try to make it
Exactly
seem
right.
like
I mean,
today, like
everything
Jerry
seems to be
West
dropping.
was like
Impressive scoring
resentful
here.
that he only had won one title and all that stuff, which that is what it is. But
Clarkson.
those players, they cared
Goodrich
about
pulls it
winning,
down.
but
Out to
they
the
didn't
right
really
wing.
care about the talk outside
Lakers
of
hit again
that time
from
period. Like,
They really
if you
built
go
this
back in
lead on the
time and look
back
at
of
any
their
video on
perimeter
YouTube,
game.
you'll see that
Like
Bill
you said,
Russell
it's
and
a
Wilt
great shot.
Chamberlain
Bury those threes
was the
early.
best of friends, the
And a
greatest of
moment to look at the
friends.
scoring approach in terms of where the
And Will
points are
tell you
coming
straight
from.
up, yeah, Bill
for the
used to kick
Lakers.
my ass.
They definitely
But
had a hot hand.
that's
for
because
three-point
Wilt
range
didn't
to this
care
point.
about,
Always nice to start
you know,
out like
trying to
that.
win or win titles and all those things that
Here's
separate
Conley.
the argument today.
Well, he hasn't
If Wilt
scored yet, but
Chamberlain
I'm
really
sure
cared
that'll
about
change.
those things, you're talking about a man for
three.
multiple seasons that was averaging 50 points
And
and
the ball goes
25
out of
rebounds.
bounds. Last touch by
Averaging
Conley.
50 points and 25 rebounds.
Well, Grant, it's obvious who's been in control of this game.
Wilt
know,
Chamberlain,
you really
in
have
his
to
mind, his
appreciate
greatest
the
accomplishment was leading the league in
paint.
assists.
Here's Miller. And blocked with
'Cause it
his
just showed
ball.
that he could
What a
pass the ball,
defensive
but
play. The drive by
He's by far the
Mitchell.
most dominant player you can ever
Mitchell
think
with the
of.
slam.
Now, playing here on 2K,
Personal foul. First team foul.
it is a simulation style
Johnson
video
with it.
game. Simulation meaning it's based
Down
up
low.
on the opinions of the creator
Plenty of
of
space.
what they think would happen
That shot
if
missing. And Utah will come the other way.
players or teams were to play against each other. All right, the reason why
Outside
2K
Mitchell.
is inaccurate is
Here's the
because,
three.
one, like I said, it is highly
Rebounded by the
opinion-based.
Lakers.
And this is
So
exactly
ratings,
who you want taking
I don't
that
think
shot.
every player's
Just
rating
missed it.
truly reflect how good or how talented somebody is.
Here's McCarter.
To be honest with you, it makes no sense that
Rebound
2K
by
does not
Whiteside.
have a 99 rated player. Let me
Drive
tell
by
you
Mitchell.
why.
Misses
A
the layup.
99 rated player
Now Los
signifies
Angeles with it. A 12-point
that
game.
you're
McCarter.
the best player, or you're the best player you
Second
can
quarter
possibly be,
basketball. Just over a minute and a half played
right?
so far.
So if Giannis is a
Lets it
99,
fly.
that would
Doesn't
signify
go
that
for him.
he's the best
And
player in
Los
the
Angeles
league,
the other way
or
now.
Well, much
he's
like
as
this.
good as he could be, or he's as dominant as he can be. And let's be honest,
Here's West.
Giannis is the most
got
dominant
6.
figure in basketball
From
right now.
downtown.
This defense
Alright.
just can't stay connected.
In my
to
opinion, there
shooters.
should be a few 99s. I believe Kevin Durant should be a 99. I believe, to be honest, right now, I only believe Kevin Durant and Giannis should be a
They've
99.
got numbers.
Embiid
Here's
possibly
Harrison.
could have been a 99
And
after the way he
Lakers
played
hit
last
again
season, but
from deep.
that's about it. I would
They've
have
been very
Jokic around a
well-rounded and
98,
extremely
97.
focused.
Almost
I have
no
Luka
holes in
around
their
a
performance
97.
tonight. They've been tremendous.
You know,
Nice shot by
LeBron here
Whiteside.
be around 98,
One of
97.
the
I don't
league's
believe
better
he's
floor generals.
the best
Really,
player
over the last
anymore,
decade,
but, I mean, he's still
Conley plays
LeBron
with an
James.
old-school
But
pass-first
having
mindset.
them at that rating
And that one
allows
drops.
you to properly base
And just
everybody
not
else
letting up at all.
beneath
I mean, you
them.
have to love this approach.
All right, I don't
Trying to get
believe
the ball to
rookies
the
can
guys
just come
who
in
make
and be
plays.
way better
Keep working,
than
keep working it. That's what I say.
you
Keep
know,
the pressure
like,
on.
30%
There's a lot
of the
other
league.
spacing when Mitchell's draining
And they
threes.
haven't even proved
That's what they
anything
want
yet.
from him. He can really open things up for their
You
bigs
know,
inside.
Zion
just
has
shredding
close to a
apart
90
the
rating.
defense
Don't
with
get me
his
wrong,
passing.
when he played,
He's
he
helping
was
to pace this
dominant, but
offense so well.
You know, numbers don't
it's the
always
thing
tell the
about
story,
being
guys,
dominant,
his
but you have to
assist
do
totals
it while
paint the
winning.
picture here. I mean, he's
If
got
you
everybody
cannot
involved.
dominate the sport and win, you know, how can you really say you
sweet
deserve a
move.
certain rating over somebody who
And
is
it's blocked by
winning?
Whiteside.
On top of that, I don't believe
here in the second quarter.
it's fair in 2K that
Here's
when you're
Gobert.
playing, you don't never really have to take out the
Rebound by the
starters.
Lakers.
On 2K to up the game minutes to
Here's
6
West.
minutes,
He's got 11.
increase the game speed
deep.
slightly, and drastically change how everybody's dribbling
Let's swing
it.
it over to the sideline.
I
and here's
literally was
Crowley.
playing with the Bulls. I had a fast break with Patrick Williams. Now I get it. Patrick Williams isn't Zach LaVine. He isn't DeMar DeRozan. He isn't Lonzo Ball. You know, it ain't like he's just outrunning everybody, but how slow he ran with the ball on a fast break. I damn near got hawked in by Kristaps Porzingis.
And Gobert.
And when I say I had a fast break, I mean I had
Eiffel Tower.
nobody ahead of me. Like, even if my slow ass was out there playing today,
And so he
I
hits
couldn't have
both.
messed up that layup. There's no way. Like, it was that wide open of a break, and they don't
46 seconds
properly
left to play in the first half.
determine people's
The
skills,
shot by
so
Alexander Walker, no good.
things like that happen. Now, today's
Outside
game,
Johnson.
obviously, you see me going against the Utah
Here's
Jazz. I'm blowing this guy out,
Here's
right?
Robertson.
The second quarter
And the
wasn't really
layup
that
is
big of
good
a
off
thing
the
because
glass.
I took my starters out.
And the Lakers
And when
lead
you're using
by
these
21.
old school teams, it's
He got
like,
in excellent position. Then
like
takes
I
it
said,
right
it's okay.
back
I
up.
don't have to take my starters out, but I don't feel like it's realistic unless I do. And I'm very big
And it's
on
been a
realism.
well-rounded performance.
I'm an old head,
strong
so
rebounding has certainly been at the
you know, that is
center
what it
of
is. I
but it's
prefer the
been good
game
on
to
a number
be
of levels.
simulation-based, meaning I want it to be more realistic than I
Outside
would
Johnson.
arcade.
Off target with the three.
The bad part about 2K is the way
Here's
a lot of
Clarkson.
people play
And
2K
so
now
it's Los
is how they try to play
Angeles.
ball in real life. And to be honest with you, it's ruining the game.
Here's Goodrich.
It's ruining it.
Looking for his first basket still in this one.
You watch the
Here's
Warriors
Chamberlain.
win. They win with what?
Nice
Ball
dish,
movement.
and the layup
In
goes
2K,
down.
do you see a bunch of ball
And he's
movement?
now got
No.
the double-double.
And their offensive game plan is
All right,
clear.
then.
Get it inside and go to
In
work.
2K, I mean, in real life, how did Boston make it to the finals? They play great team defense. Do you see a lot of defense in 2K? No.
Getting a steal and turning it into quick
People that
points.
can kind of play some,
Outside Mitchell.
you know, it's not really defense. They just
Whiteside
get
down
lucky.
low.
You might get a
Whiteside
poke, you
gets a
might get a
double team.
block, but
The
a lot of
offensive
stuff you can't
rebound.
control. So there's not a lot of
King
defense
outside.
being played. There's not a lot of things going on.
From deep, Conley. Pure from three-point
But
range.
yeah, in 2K, like I said, this is a
Conley's gotten himself
simulation-based
going with a
game.
triple. His first basket
At
of
the
the
end of
game.
this game, you'll see a simulation of Will
And here in the
Chamberlain's
second
stats
half of
against
play,
a
we're
modern
just
day
over a minute
team.
in.
I'm not saying Will Chamberlain would have did
Pass to
this,
Whiteside. Back to
but
Conley.
based upon his numbers and his
No good on the
career
three.
accolades,
And right now, they're
I can say it's pretty
rebounding
similar to
category.
what I
That's
believe Will
helping them
Chamberlain
run
could
away
have
with this.
accomplished.
Yeah, double-digit
Jerry
advantage on the
West
scoreboard.
For free.
Was
They've
not only a
taken the
great
initiative.
offensive
They've
talent,
played, I
but
think,
he was a
with
pretty
more
good
purpose
defensive talent.
so
So in
far.
this particular game,
Oh,
I
it's
took
Gay
Gail
with
Goodrich
the
off, put
jam.
him on Mike Conley, and I put
Gay's
Jerry West on
athleticism
Donovan
makes him
Mitchell,
devastating
which made
on the
it
drive.
very difficult for Donovan
Inside.
Mitchell to kind of get going.
Here's Goodrich. Pass to Chamberlain.
And if you think about it, this 71 Lakers team and this Utah
Shoots over
Jazz
Whiteside.
team, they're both built
And Whiteside
highly
with the
similar.
block.
You know, they
Bogdanovich with the three.
feature a concept of
Buries it from three.
4 perimeter players and 1
Bogdanovich
big.
has gotten himself on the board
You
with
know,
a three there.
and it's
And the
I
quick
wish
release of
they had a little
Bogdanovich,
bit
he gets
better
rid of that
version of
ball in a
Elgin
hurry.
Baylor on this team, because
Their
then this
interior
team will
D
really be off the
continues to
chain.
look
But
shaky. Not a good matchup for them right
no,
now.
they
I'd agree
pretty
with you,
much
and I
built
don't
similar
think
to
they
what the Utah
expected this
Jazz
one to
is.
be
Elgin
the
Baylor's
game
only
where they would get
6'5".
battered inside
It's
like
not
they
like,
have.
you know, I have a
He's been
traditional
ice cold tonight.
lineup of
You know, you look at
of
the
a real
scoreboard,
power
guys, they
forward
really
and
could have used this contribution.
center down there. I have Will Chamberlain who's
three.
shutting down anything in the paint while the rest of the guys are spreading out
Got 10.
on the offensive
Backing
end,
up that
knocking down
last
shots,
three
and you
with
just
another
feed
three. The
Will
defense
Chamberlain down
has to
low.
stop giving them so many clean
What I
looks.
love about Will is he grabs
Their
just about
offensive
every
rebounding is
fucking
such a strength for
rebound.
them when he's on the floor.
like,
Yeah, he really
like, it's
helps them
crazy how
extend
many. I
possessions,
don't know how
doesn't
many rebounds he
You know, those
had
second
outshot
chance
at the end of the
opportunities
game.
can be game changing.
but
he represents so
It's
much
crazy
value
how
to
many
this team
rebounds he
because of what he
gathered
does.
and how just easier he made it for me to win this game.
And now we're 3 minutes into this third quarter
I
of play.
mean, Hassan
Outstanding
Whiteside couldn't do
distribution
nothing with
there. What
Wilt. Rudy
impressive
Gobert
passing.
couldn't do nothing with Wilt. They couldn't score on
Gay
Wilt.
attacking.
Jerry West was on Donovan Mitchell, making it tough for him.
Right side
So,
Mitchell. Three-pointer.
I mean,
Rebounded by the Lakers.
GG's, man.
They've shown the power inside. Their rebounding effort has been
Now,
sensational.
for those of y'all who have heard my argument on why I believe Wilt Chamberlain was the greatest,
The defense has to get up inside and press
is
Mitchell.
it only
He's thinking of shooting
accolades
whenever
based
he
that y'all
has the
believe
ball.
he's not the greatest?
We've got
Because
1:28
Bill
left
Russell
in the
did
third quarter of the
win all
game.
those titles during their
Another
time
steal.
frame, and those Celtics teams were just better.
Watch out below. Big finish. And that one is stuffed right through.
But
Well, when you're
is
careless
it
with
only
the ball,
because Bill Russell
that's
won
what
those
happens.
titles? Is
It
that
ends
why
up
Wilt's
going
not
the other
the
direction.
greatest?
And we know turnovers are painful and costly. You get loose
Yeah.
with the ball on one end and get punished on the other end.
Because
Possession this time.
I don't believe it's fair to give
59
credit to
seconds
somebody
left
else
in
for
the
something. Let's, for example,
Here's
I don't feel like it's fair
And another three
to
for
anoint
the
Michael
Lakers.
Jordan to GOAT
And you know, we've
for
seen
winning
Goodrich's
6
range
championships
all the
when
way
Bill
back to his
Russell has
college days.
11
Got a
championships.
very efficient and easy shooting
All right,
motion.
so don't tell me he's the greatest because he got championships when there's another player that has
Here's
more.
Chamberlain.
All right,
To the
of
paint.
course I always make the counter
And
or
stolen by
Robert
Gobert.
Horry has 7 championships
In
because he
transition.
does.
For three,
But-
O'Neal nails it from beyond the
It's
arc.
not, to me, it's not fair to
O'Neal's
Bill
got his first
Russell,
bucket of the game, and he's
who
on the
has
board for
11,
three.
to say
Jacks up a
he's
three.
not better than Michael Jordan, who
And
only
the
has
Lakers
6.
hit again from
My
deep.
biggest thing with Michael Jordan is
efficiency has
everybody
been a
always say,
big
yeah, he's
factor in
6-0 in
helping
the
them capture
finals,
this
but
lead.
that means y'all
Just
leaving
1
out
second
all the
separating the shot
times the
clock
man
from the
didn't
game
even
clock.
make the finals.
Here's Gobert.
Like, he's so great, why did he only make it to 6?
Ends up in his hands. He's
You
been
got
unreal.
players that made it
Tell
to
you what, those are
7,
crazy
8, 9,
numbers, guys. I
10
mean, believe me, I
times
was
to
a
the
good
finals.
rebounder in my day. It is not easy
I
to corral
believe
that many boards
that
in
if
one night.
Michael Jordan had went to the finals 10 times and he had been 10-0, I don't think it'd be a question for me. But I cannot put Michael Jordan over LeBron James, one, because LeBron James is my era. You have to give credit to the era that people played in. So if somebody old tells you Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is the GOAT,
Pass to
they're not
Goodrich.
lying. That was the greatest player that they saw in their era. The same way most
Here's
people
Chamberlain.
now, because like I said, we're only in 2020, most people now living,
On the wing, Alexander Walker.
well, probably not now anymore, but most of the people
Chamberlain
that's in
pulls
like
it in.
their
Here
late
are the Lakers
30s,
now.
early 40s, you know, early 50s,
West.
they will tell you Michael
And
Jordan
that's
is the
out of
best
bounds.
player because that was the era of basketball in which they grew up. The popularity of it at the time, Michael Jordan was a big part of that.
Here's
You know, if
Chamberlain.
you're more of an 80s
Lays
person,
it up and in off
then you
the
might
pretty
say
assist.
Magic Johnson is the greatest player
He's
of all
got
time.
22.
Or Larry Bird if
Yep,
you was
on the
more so on the
interior,
East
Wilt's
Coast. But that's just how it
enormous
works.
size, just too much to overcome, and
I feel like Julius Erving should get a
Few
lot more
possessions
credit.
into the
Julius
fourth. Just
Erving
over
was
a minute played.
LeBron James during that 70s era.
Now here's Conley.
Like if social media was a thing, the same way people are probably looking at Mikey
tipped.
Williams right now, that's what Julius
what a
Erving was.
well-coordinated athlete of his
Same
size.
way when LeBron James got all the right, that's what Julius Erving was.
Hard to get shots over Wilt Chamberlain.
Pass to Chamberlain.
And like I said, I think guys get knocked for not having as many championships, but
Fourth quarter now. We're about a minute and a half
y'all
in.
have to understand, like I said,
Second
until
shot
the
opportunity.
merger of the
And
ABA,
another shot.
a lot of people didn't even know if the NBA
The
was
shake.
going to exist.
Got a hand on it.
So the thought process
And
of
he
the
gets it
players
back.
was not about winning championships and all those things at the time.
Oh, and that one had the right
These
spin
guys
on it.
possibly
It's
had to
good.
think about
Not the
different
best
careers.
of shot selection there, but you know what?
The money
You do
was
not
not
let
the,
gift
these
horse
big
in the mouth.
paydays that everybody see now is
Bogdanovich, no
phenomenal.
good.
It's amazing. Like,
Here's
it's
West.
great that players
To
are
the
making
inside.
this much money
Chamberlain.
playing a game that they love, but
Tries again.
y'all gotta quit hating
From
on
outside the arc.
the people.
That is now
Y'all
a
still
seventh
respect the
field
people
goal
that
in
came
10
before
attempts.
because without
Impressive.
them,
Now you have
You
to
know,
extend that
this
defense.
game
I
wouldn't
mean,
exist.
you really have to stay
Y'all wouldn't even be able to
connected
have
to
the
him at all times.
debate of who the
Yeah,
greatest
especially with
was.
the score
Y'all just be
being
talking
what it
about
is.
those
You
players
gotta
that
tighten it
played
up
back in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. Which would have came down
Here's
to Will
Mitchell.
Chamberlain,
No luck on that
Kareem,
one. So the Lakers will take it the
Julius
other way.
Erving. You know,
Pass to
that's really
Goodrich.
about it. You know, be
Here's
thankful
Chamberlain.
to Magic and Bird. They made a rivalry that existed back then between the Lakers and
To the
Celtics
wing on the left.
relevant
Here's
again.
Erickson. Off target from three-point range.
You know, and it issued in
And so it's Utah with it.
pretty much a new
Deep
wave of
Conley.
basketball has
Drills it from
evolved
deep.
over time.
Conley's got 5
Now, the
points now
biggest
this
thing
quarter.
about this video
Gets the
is
shot he wants. The defense
I
wasn't
don't
quite
understand
connected enough. They
why
lost
people
contact.
believe that, even though I believe
Chamberlain.
teams are bigger, stronger, faster
It's gonna be a
today,
goaltending.
I don't understand
Here's
why
Conley.
people don't believe that people that
1:51
was
left
great
in
in
the
a
final
different
quarter.
era
And
would
it's
not
Mitchell,
be great
the
in
miss.
today's game.
Yeah, and the defense is really
Like,
got to
why do
tighten
y'all
up on him. I mean, he's
believe-
just too dangerous from the three-point line.
Jerry West
the
wouldn't
shot's
be
good.
Jerry West in this era,
Make your
or
teammates
Bill Russell wouldn't be
better by
Bill
giving
Russell in
them
this
good
era.
passes. That one was perfect.
I was telling my friend the other day,
It's
Bill
blocked.
Russell exists in this era. His name is Robert Williams. If you
Out
look
left
at
to the
Robert
wing.
Williams and you look at Bill
Launches a
Russell,
three.
their games
The
are
Lakers
virtually
with
the
the
same.
rebound.
All right?
Another
Neither
shot.
one of them really cares
And he sinks the
about
layup.
individual success.
26 points for him.
They care about team
And a
success,
moment here
team
to take a look at
accolades.
some hustle stats
Now, the thing,
for
like
Los
I said,
Angeles.
is
You know, block shots, guys,
The
a clear
teams
indicator on the
are
stat
bigger,
sheet of their
stronger,
excellent
faster
defense. I mean,
today.
leaving them no room to get
and
off
back
any
then
shots.
when Bill Russell played,
Another
it
thing
was
I've
not as
noticed
many
is their work
teams.
on the
Boston
offensive
was
glass.
clearly the best
Creating
team
extra
year after year, which is
opportunities
why
has
they
been
won
the
so
key.
many championships.
Goes up and lays it in nice and easy.
But the
Stepping
talent
up
level
and
now has
nailing an
caught up
important
amongst the
shot to
league
put
to
this
where
away.
more
And, you know, this
teams are
run
more
shows what
relevant
kind of
or
attitude
having a
this team
chance to
has.
win
I
it.
mean, the win is there.
All right,
Go get
I
it.
believe it's hard to
Right
win in
wing.
basketball just due
Here's
to the
Goodrich.
fact that you have to
On
beat a
target from
good
range.
team so many times. If you only had to beat
Total
them one
defensive collapse. I
time,
mean,
it
no
wouldn't be
reason
as
to allow
hard.
him
But
that kind of space from behind the arc.
yeah, if you look at Robert Williams and Bill
Mitchell
Russell,
misses.
I wonder if switching
look at the
baskets
games.
really
Both
threw
of them
him
are
off.
tremendous
Because he can't
defensive
get anything
talents, and
before
they
this
do
happened.
whatever it takes for their team to win,
Pass to Goodrich.
which will contribute to
4-3.
team success.
And the Lakers
I don't
hit
believe Robert
again
Williams is
from
going to
deep.
win 11 championships. That's
He's
not
in
what I'm
his bag
saying.
from beyond the
What I'm
arc
saying
right
is,
now. You see his confidence.
if a player was
I'm
great,
confident too. As a matter of fact, I mean, if you're
Then they're
stacking up
always gonna
threes
be
the way
great.
he is, I mean, he's doing all this work from behind. the
right?
arc.
If
The Jazz
Oscar
with another
Robertson
miss.
at 6'5" guard
Fires the three.
could dominate the way he
Knocks down
did,
the
get all those
triple.
triple doubles, who do you
This has
think
been
did
their
that
game
today?
plan
Russell
here in the final
Westbrook.
period. We'll see if it continues to work out.
You
All right,
know
these
what?
players are
Teams
highly
can get a little
comparable,
three-happy
highly
down the stretch
similar.
Sometimes.
If a
Letting
player
it
was
fly.
great today, who did you
And so they
think
Delayed
was
the inevitable by fouling.
Michael? Kobe was Michael.
Exactly. I mean, this game is
Took
over.
more threes.
They're the only ones who
You know?
don't realize that.
And trust me,
So,
when the
I said all that to say that Will Chamberlain is the
you
GOAT.
got to make them pay.
Let me
the
know what
defense
you
was
guys
shell
think.
shocked.
He had 29 points, 30 rebounds. I'm out.